So we just got done filming our latest episode of Between the Dates and found that there is a pioneer cemetery in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And you can see that the town has grown up around this place, and a slice of pioneer history is right here amongst the town. So let's go check it out. Also, if you've never seen my channel before, if you like cemetery history videos, please subscribe, join us. There was something here I especially wanted to look at, and we'll try to find his grave. Grave of Dr. Jesse Bennett. And his wife was with child, and he performed the first ever cesarean operation on his wife in 1794. His grave and home are a half-mile west. I'm just not so sure it's in this cemetery, but either way, I wanted to talk about him. You can see another marker here. It says early graves in Point Pleasant Cemetery are graves of John Roush and John Roseberry, Revolutionary War soldiers. So there's a lot of stuff here. We're going to go walk through here and see what we can find. If nothing else, just to see some of the sights here. You can see, I mean, some of these graves, you talk about being right next to the road. I mean, they are. We'll get up here and at least get some of the names. Reverend Francis Dutton, 1790 to 1839, the first Presbyterian minister in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And I've said this a lot. You just never know what you're going to find when you go to a cemetery. It's one reason I love going. I mean, I love the history around it. These above ground markers, you just don't see a whole lot like this. Well, you don't see anything like this anymore. I love the fencing like this. Of course, this one's, it's definitely showing its age. Look at the design on these stones. There's some markings there on the bottom. You can barely make it out. Looks like Frank Capehart, 1851 or 1866. He was young. I would love to know the newest grave in here. I would say it's not that new at all. Just amazing how I mean, really, we're lucky that this has been preserved at all, because I mean, you can see the town has grown up around it, but luckily this cemetery is still here. I'm just going to tell you, in some of these places, they're dozed over, moved, forgotten about. But this one has been preserved, so I got to give everyone credit for that. Let's see what this says here. Sacred to the memory of D. Jesse Bennett, born in Frankfort, Philadelphia County, Pennsylvania, July 10th, AD 1769, died July 22nd. I believe that's 1842. He was a faithful friend and an affectionate husband. That's a good legacy to leave behind. Faithful friend, affectionate husband. We'll walk over here. I don't think the doctor that we read the historical marker for. I don't think he's actually buried in here, because it said it was a half-mile west, and there's no way that we're a half-mile west. But anyway, still a good story, and I still wanted to share that because, you know, that's a pretty big part of history. I'll tell you, time has a way of kind of shaking things out here. My goodness. See the name William Marsh. Yeah, you can see a lot of history here, a lot of old markers. And I'm just going to say this, a lot of these are so old, you can't read much on them. But we can still honor their memories, even though a lot of these people in here are going to remain pretty well nameless. Like these, you can just see these old stones, but really just can't make out any names. You can see here John McCullough, 1752 through 1827. It's just amazing too how many of these people were born before the Declaration of Independence was even signed. It's amazing. But I hope you've enjoyed this little walk through Point Pleasant, West Virginia, at the Pioneer Cemetery. Very neat. You know, most corrections are made after the fact and long after I'm gone from the cemetery, but if you remember this grave we just came and looked at, yeah, this is the doctor, Jesse Bennett. This is the one that performed the cesarean section on his wife, who is also buried right here. So I want to thank Angel for the save on this one, because I'm guessing that Jesse is the Americanized name version of J-E-F-S-E, Jeffsey, or maybe it's pronounced Jesse. But where it looked like it said D1, that's actually DR. I missed that. Dr. Jesse Bennett. So he is buried right here. So I'm glad we found this. And this was his wife that he performed the cesarean section on. And upon further review, the daughter that was born from the very first C-section survived, as did the wife. So you talk about a procedure that has saved countless lives and countless babies right here. This doctor did it. But yeah, we came over here and looked at this, and I totally missed that. The different spelling of the name threw me off, but that's it for sure. So again, you just never know. Never know what you're going to find in the cemetery. Yeah, and if you like these types of videos, please subscribe and join me for more. We're very active over here. We have a good community. And I'm constantly trying to find historic locations, mostly cemeteries, but we're going 5 years strong now and really enjoy what we do, and I'm so glad to have you all along with me. So let's try this again from the Pioneer Cemetery. And I appreciate you all letting me come back from the Pioneer Cemetery in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. A beautiful area. I will see you all again soon.